Hello, everybody. I am live. I'm sorry. I know I was back for a little bit, but I had things to do because, real life. And, then I had, the floor got done. And then when they came back to do the work, my mother had them do work in my little room because a few years ago, one of the ceilings in my smaller room got damaged because of water damage. So they had to fix that the men. So my mother had that be fixed. So then I had to move everything out of the little room. So now we're moving everything that's down. I'm trying to move stuff little by little out of my room. Some of the stuff is my mother's, some of the stuff is mine. So I'm trying to rearrange it and see what I'm going to actually now keep, not keep. So as you can tell, these are the pencils we will be using. These are the Crayola pencils. This comes from the 100 set. This is the 100 set of Crayolas. As you can tell, I was working on some projects. This month's theme is Crayola-vember, which means we're using Crayolas. I came up with the idea of using my Crayolas because I thought it would be fun to use them and do something fun with them because I don't really see many people use them in the community, with the exception of them being done in the finished pages thing. Sorry, I want to move my chair a little closer. I'm using a different chair because the chair that I was using, one of the wheels keeps breaking off. No matter what I do, it just keeps breaking off. So what should we color today? I'm drinking Lavazza coffee, if anybody's curious. Hi, Kim. So what should we color? In the new book of Clara McCulvis, Fairy Touch of Magic, or should we do Cute and Creepy Coloring Book by Camilla de Erico? I was saying, Kim, before I had a lot of things going on, because things have been a little hectic with, now that they're all done with the work and everything. And then there was an additional thing, Cute and Creepy. Yeah, I know that there are other people. So Cute and Creepy is what, since Kim was first, she gets to choose. Cute and Creepy. So let's pick a picture. This is a work in progress that I'm working on. And I'm doing that with my Christmas. So this page and the next page I'm doing with Christmas. So I will pick a page, hopefully. Let's pick a page that isn't going to drive me crazy. Something that isn't going to drive me crazy. And I'm not a skin tone expert on. Here's the one that we did that reminded me of Sammy and Buzz. Yeah, so I think, and then I did the other picture. So that was towards the end of it, the book. So. I'm trying to forget what I want to color. We could do something neat with that one. I think that one would be fun to do. Yeah, that would be fun to do. That one would be fun to do. Sorry, I thought I had my fan on. I guess I didn't have my fan on. Yes, Makeup by Andrea. I know who you are. I saw that you had changed your name. Hold on, let me get my vellum paper. This is vellum paper. The idea is this is supposed to absorb when you press hard with your pencils. This. Hold on, I'm going to get up just for a second because it fell over. Hello, Miss Shelley. Miss Shelley. I know you're all. Well, always a little annoying. Yes, and we're using Crayolas. Now, my skin tone on my Crayolas is not as good as my Prisma knowledge, so you guys will have to help me with that. See, Michelle is cool like that. And this is red. This is the Crayola 100 set we're using because it's Crayola Vember. I have no idea how I'm going to do skin tone on this, but we'll figure it out. I should have printed out the color swatch. I have it on my Facebook group for the thing. So this is a Crayola, Miss Michelle. Now, every time that I use my pencils, I seem to get residue on these books. So the idea is for me not to get residue. Try to be lighter handed, but no, that ain't happening. Start thinking about what color her horns. Oh, is that her hair? Or are these horns? I'm not sure what these are. Is that her hair or is that a headpiece? Or those horns? Start thinking about what color you would like her headpiece to be. Because I don't think it's her hair. Yeah, they do look like horns, don't they? See, Andrea thinks they look like horns. So what has everybody been up to? That's good. I put my clothes back into my little room. I put some boxes back into my little room, so when this is all done, I'll probably be able to move some more stuff out. Something did come actually, guys. Hold on. Yes, and this is what came in the mail the other day. I'm going to show you what it is so you guys can see that I was not happy. I thought I had ordered the one with cats on it, and this is a 30 by 40. This is a diamond painting pen from Mary's Diamonds. It has 35 colors. It is a 40 by 30. You know, guys, I like the 40 by 30s and the 30 by 40s. So I'm just keeping it in here. These are all good, lovely drills. They all come in the bag system, which is nice. Then she gives me an inventory sheet. Then we have our, oh, yay, gold tweezers. I've never had gold tweezers. Look, Miss Michelle, gold tweezers. And then they give me the wet wax. This, of course, in these. Now, what I do with some of these things is sometimes I take these tips out and then I'll put them in diamond painting pens if I don't get tips with them. But I only do that in the case of not getting the tips. So we don't want the thing to get loose. So, but they gave me a pretty big, I've not seen a big boat like this in a while. They gave me a pretty big boat, so kind of a little surprised by that. So that comes from Mary's Diamonds. I'm a little disappointed it came after the holiday because I did want to work on it for the Halloween holiday. So maybe I'll do it next year, and I'll have it for next year. See, this is what happens when you don't have a whole lot of room. And guys, I'm just gonna move my chair a little bit. I'm on a different chair than if I was on another chair. Just because my other chair is falling apart on me. And I have stuff lined up all against my wall. And I have stuff on my tables. So everything pretty much is going to have to be done. See, and I want to show you what the volume does. See, I notice I'm not getting the same residue on this. But I'm not getting the residue on that. Because I'm a hard dresser. So every time I color with pencils, something always gets on there, so I don't know why. And I don't like to use fixative on my pages unless they're, you know, the PDF sheets. So that's just me personally. I just don't like using and tearing out pages from my book. Some people do, you know. I'm not one of them. What color should her horns be? Someone told me that Crayola has gel pens. Is this true that Crayola has gel pens? I know they have markers. There's an artist edition of their pencils. I know they have crayons. There's the twistables. And no, I do not own the Super Tips, so do not have. Nor have I ever had Super Tips. You know, someone said to me they couldn't use Super Tips, and I go, why? Well, I like someone showed the Super Tips. Hi, sexy Shara. How are you? It is Cravember. Crayola Vember. And for those who don't know what Crayola Vember is, it is where we are coloring with Crayolas this month, whether it be crayons, the super tips, colored pencils, crayons, whatever. If it has Crayola on it, then it's eligible for the color along. So what are you coloring in, or what are you diamond painting at the moment? And yes, someone said they couldn't get their Crayola pencils to sharpen in the swordfish. I was like, really? I have no problem with mine doing that. You know, Sheriff, for me, it's been kind of weird. Oh, that's a nice book. Yeah, that is a really nice book, Andrea. Um, Clara Makova is so much fun. Kim wanted to work in Cute and Creepy. See, I didn't get Wondermorphia only because I have Phantomorphia and Geomorpho. It makes no sense for me to get that since I already have those two books. See, we have the front part of her hair. See, I think that's one of the reasons why I like one of the other Kirby books. Not what was it, Phantomorphia or Geomorphia? One of them was single-sided. Do you have the new one, Andrea? Those books are always fun to do, and plus they have enough holiday pictures, you know. You know, in my defense for not coloring as much as I have been coloring, it's just because real life and, you know, having to clean things and put things away, then take things out. And it was a weird time. And I did watch a lot of live streams when I was on vacation in the Catskills. Now, the Catskills was beautiful, by the way. Anybody ever order from FG Normal or GBFKE? Really? Which book do you have, Kim? Claris. Is it Magical Delights, Fairy Celebrations, A Fairy Touch of Magic, Tenderful Enchantments? I'm thinking maybe a purple background or maybe a pink background. And no, I do not have pan pastels. I don't like pan pastels. And what happened was when they were working, they were still working on the floor. Well, because I had said in the beginning of the stream, if you didn't catch it, there was a water leak a few years ago in my smaller room, which is like a closet, but it's a walk-in closet, so you can walk in and store things. It's also where I keep a lot of my coloring books on the shelf. So there was a leak on the ceiling, not by the shelves or anything like that. What happened was on the ceiling. It's well, it looks really weird, and they never finished the job the first time. The guy came in here to work. He never finished the job, so then my mother had these guys work on it. So I had to take everything out of my little room that was brought up from downstairs and stuff that I stored that I couldn't fit in my closets anymore because I had really used up the closet space like that. So I did that. That's right, I did give those to you because I had no interest in them. So I'm going to take the red. This is the 100 set of Crayolas. Green. Tropical Rainforest. These have weird names for the colors. These have really weird names, the colors in this set. It's not like they have traditional names either. This is turquoise. Blush. Is that a skin tone? What is this? Is that a skin tone? Cantaloupe. Fiery Rose. This is a problem when you haven't used your Crayolas in a really long time. You forget all the colors. What color should we make the almond? Okay. The this is a skin tone almond. This is an experiment because I have never done skin tone with this set. So this will be an interesting thing. So this is going to be maybe only the second time I've tried skin with Crayolas. Apricot. Cantaloupe. So then you build up your colors and your layers like this. Sand. And then we do cantaloupe again. This is the first time I'm doing this on camera, this skin tone, because it's the first time I've tried doing this with Crayolas, doing a on camera at least. But here's the thing: if you remember your base colors with your what works as skin tones and what does it, it's basically pretty much going to be like pinks, cream colors, and flesh tones. That's what you're going to need to remember to do skin with Crayolas. Hi, Molly. We're doing Crayolas. So when people say they can't do something with a certain pencil set, I go, hogwash. You can do skin with a lot of different skin with different pencils. Like someone saying they couldn't do skin tone with the Tombow Irritants and they couldn't do skin tone with Crayolas. I was like, hogwash. I said, you can do skin tone with those pencils. It's just figuring out the right combo. This is just figuring out the right combo. Once you figure out the right combo, you use those colors a lot more. Remember, pinks, cream tone colors, and flesh tones will work, and maybe even some browns will work on skin tones, light browns, like earthy, more earth tone browns. Like when you're doing skin tone with markers, the earth tones will make great skin tones. Well, at least that's what I found for my Copics and some of the other sets of markers. Who likes the skin tone? So the 4 colors for the skin tone. I need to write this down myself. Are almond, apricot, cantaloupe, and sand. Those are the 4. These are the 4 things I use for skin tone in this set of 100. Now there is a 120 set, but I only have the 100 set. So what color should we make this? Yeah, I think what is it? Almond. Almond makes a good color too if you have it. Sand, cantaloupe, and sand. And remember, the best way to do skin tone for me, when I know some people go dark to light. For me, I always go light to dark. That's the way I work. Some people work the other way, dark to light, which I was never able to do. What color should we do our horns? Brown, purple, pink, blue, green, orange, brown. Hey, we could do brown. We can do brown. We can do brown. Anybody want another color besides brown? Because if not, Kim's going to get her way. Cocoa, purple. I'm going to do probably the background in pink, purple, pink, Michelle, so keep that in mind. You see, she said it twice, Kim, which means she really wants purple. I think Kim's going to get her way for this is cocoa. This is cocoa. This is, yeah, I tell you, Crayola has some really weird colors in this thing. And I really love the colors. And you know, for a budget-friendly pencil, Crayola has a lot of pigment in it, surprisingly. And here's the truth. Most of us, when we start off with Crayolas. I will, you know, when I started off, I didn't have a pencil set, or so I thought, until months later I found an old pencil set of old Crayolas. But when I started, I got these cheap pencils from Barnes & Noble. It's the very first book I ever bought, which was Secret Garden, Johanna Basford. Surprise, surprise. But that's what most of our starter book is. So, I had these really cheap pencils. But I remember a few years ago, we had this challenge to use Crayolas. And the challenge was you were only left with one book. The thief came and stole our coloring books. And we were left with one book and a set of Crayola colored pencils or crayons, depending on what you wanted, or markers, Crayola markers. But you couldn't get any of your supplies back until you finished the picture with the Crayolas. So the thief left me with I think I had the Valentine's book. Was the book that he left me with? I guess he wanted me to do a picture in that book. And when someone says you can't do a nice picture with Crayolas, I think that's hogwash, because I look at someone like RB Dreams Art, who's known as Rita Brown. Um, Rita is an example of someone who doesn't have expensive pencils, but she does some beautiful work with a lot of her budget-friendly pencils. So don't think that just because you don't have expensive pencils doesn't mean that you can't have a beautiful picture. So I'm showing that you can use Crayolas like you use your Prismas and your polys when you do the layering for skin tone. That means my mother just turned off the light. So yeah, the house is done, the reconstruction is done, but the fun part begins in cleaning up and putting everything away. They say little by little. Yesterday I went to vote. I filled out my absentee ballot, but I wasn't exactly 100% safe about sending it via the mail. So what me and my mother did was we filled out our ballots and then we brought them to the polling place, and I just dropped them off. So when I went, it was really, really crowded. The number of people that I saw in the polling place was insane, because usually whenever I've gone there, usually I go later in the day when it was if it was a normal election and under normal circumstances. Normally I don't see that many people there. So that to me was like okay. Mahogany. I enjoy doing this because it's so much fun to do this. Yay! So who here is going to break out their Crayolas? And I know there's a lot of different color alongs now. There's Shalene. I know Shalene last week had a whole bunch of things. So this was kind of like a last minute decision. But when I took them on vacation with me, the Crayolas, I really had a lot of fun coloring with these. I didn't think I was going to have fun with them because of the thing, but I thought 100 colors was a good way to do it. And plus, I said to myself, if I lose the pencils, I'm not going to be crying because they're not Prismas and they're not Pavlos and they're not like super expensive. That's the other thing I wanted to keep in mind. I said to myself, I'm going to break out my Crayolas this month because I have them and I don't use them. And, we probably don't use a lot of what we have. So I'm like, what? These don't get any use or love like the other pencils. So it's like, I want to do some loving with these pencils. I said when I took them on vacation that there would be enough selection with 100 pencils. Like with the Prismas, it's 150 pencils, and that's a lot of colors. But they're kind of expensive to replace. I did, however, guys, I put together a pack of 12 pencils, and I put together a skin tone set from various brands, like Prisma, Polys, and the Polychromos, and my Pablos to see if, just in case I would need a skin tone, just a few pencils to make a skin tone. Luckily, I didn't have to use it, but I did just in case. Someone said they couldn't sharpen their pencils, their Crayolas with this. I was like, really? Let's see how true that is. Someone said you can't sharpen the Crayolas with this. Let's see that. Look, sharp Crayola. And as you guys can tell, I have a whole bunch of coloring books here, down there. I have a thing of colored pencils down there. What can't you see down there? Because my mother turned off the light downstairs. Oh, that's because the light is off. So, well, you can't see down there because I'm blocking it. So I have finished pages piled down there. I've already started that. Then a pile here and a pile here. So depends on what you're looking for. Then I do that. Hey, Kayla, we are coloring with Crayolas today. It is Crayola-vember, which means it's a month of Crayolas. So I did the skin tone with Crayolas. Everything so far in this picture has been Crayolas. So because everybody says, oh, you can't do this with Crayolas, you can't do that with Crayolas, but that's not true. So here you go. Turquoise. Oh no, that's terrible. Those are really bad. Those can throw off your like equilibrium. For real, guys. Those in all seriousness, ear infections are not funny. They can throw. Yeah, I'm getting this terrible story of this bodybuilder from Queens who fatally beat his girlfriend before throwing her out of a sixth-floor window. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this man? I don't know why they always do that. Give me a notification like that. I mean, that's a depressing. Oh, this is olive. That was not the color I wanted, but we'll go with it. Okay. It's cold. How's that? Then we can make these red and pink. So, almond. Apricot. It's okay. It's not like the best weather. You know, I've been kind of like, oh, that's not, what did you cook? Eggs, bacon, potatoes, home fries. Home fries are always nice. I like those. Grits. Cantaloupe. I love. Okay, don't sit with Dad. I'm sure your father likes when you sit with him. Bye, Michelle. Michelle, are you going to stream later? Cantaloupe. Okay, thank you for letting us know. Sand. Cantaloupe. See, when you do this in camera, it looks totally different on the screen than it does here. It comes out looking smooth on camera, but it's not as smooth in my mind on off camera. But it's a weird thing that happens with camera. So think about that. You know, we think about how pretty this all looks. It does, right? Everything always looks better on camera. It's funny, he's coming out darker than she is. That's okay because it'll make a nice effect. You know what I mean? It creates a nice effect. Well, he came out a little darker than her. She came out lighter, so. But these are the 4 skin tone colors that I used with the Crayola. So it's almond, apricot, sand, and cantaloupe. So keep that in mind when you're doing the thing. That's the green. That's a good one. That's a good one. I have to remember that one. Red, orange, and winter sky. Things like this, sometimes I wish I had like chalk. I think this is what you call winter sky. I don't understand how they come up with these names. When I hear winter sky, I think of a blue. I don't think of a pink. Purple or blue, guys, the background. Sky. You did. Which 2 new books did you buy? Yes, and I'm guilty of enabling, just like Miss Ann is guilty of enabling me. Which 2 new ones did you buy? Pop mangoes. Which pop mango? The first one or the mermaids one? Because now she has 3 pop mangoes. This one, pop mango cute and creepy, pop mango mermaids, and then pop mango. So that's the first one. Surprised you didn't have that one, Kim. Yes, it does. With the sky. You think we should do, guys? Do you think we should do a background or no? I'm not sure if we should do a background because I'm thinking no, maybe. I was thinking a background, but now that I'm seeing this, I don't think there's nothing wrong with less expensive books. It's how you use them that matters. Also, it's not bad. You can get some good deals on books there. Soon people will stop being doing Christmas. I'm still doing some Halloween stuff. Like this book can be considered a Halloween book, but it can also be considered a different type of book. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I won't do a background because I think it'll stand up fine without a background. Like some people are doing these massive backgrounds on this book. I see them. As long as you love them, that's the most important thing. Only you can tell you what you like. It's just, oh, this is like my better books I'll keep, but my cheaper ones I will not keep. Like my Deborah Muller books, I'm not keeping even though I love them. I had a lot of fun coloring in them, but I'm not keeping them because A, I don't have the room and I need to make sure that I have room for the books I am using. Like I'll keep any of the Johanna Basford books, my hardcovers, books that are unique and special to me. I'll keep. Doesn't mean I keep everything. It's just what I am. And I've decided probably on the last day of the year I will do an updated coloring book collection video. It's been a while since I've done one of those. I might not have some books that you may have seen finished flip throughs of that. That's just because A, I don't have the room to keep them. I've already done what I needed to do with them, so. I don't think I'm going to do a background now. Now that I look at this, I don't think this needs a background. This is also a good book for hair and skin tone if you want to practice hair and skin tone. I do too. I don't need to always have. Here's the thing, guys. If you don't think a picture needs a background, then don't do a background. Now, I see people who do lovely backgrounds. I'm not, like, I like doing backgrounds to a point, but even I'm like, no, I don't need to do backgrounds all the time. Someone asked me the other day, do I have super tips? And my answer is no, I do not have super tips. I think one of the reasons was when I started coloring, I didn't really invest in markers until later on. And this one you could use as a Valentine's Day one too because it has the hearts in it. Kind of a little bit of a romantic picture. Me too. I dab in the doodles. I'm still like every day. You know, sometimes when you go to your YouTube page and like every day you see new fish pages here. Click, 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 add to later, add to later, add to later. There are a few people I haven't seen their finished pages video yet because every once in a while there's so many new pages coming in. You're like, oh, I'll never get done. Eventually you do, but it's like this one with the meows. I'm definitely gonna put a and our first picture done for Crayola Vember. And I like to do sometimes when you have highly pigmented pastels. They told me to do this. Someone told me to do this. Put vellum paper in it so it doesn't, like sometimes pencils, like the Crayolas and Prismas, I always notice that they leave waxy buildup. So someone said to me, to prevent waxy buildup, you put a piece of vellum paper on your coloring book and do that. So this is the picture that we have colored today. So if you have, who's enjoyed that picture? Someone told me this is the way you stop it from getting the wax residue. You put a piece of vellum paper or one or two pieces of paper, and then you can do that to make it not waxy buildup. I don't know how true this is, so we will see if this actually works with the vellum paper or not. So this is what we call vellum paper. It's thin paper, but it stops things from, see, I want to see if it left any, no, it didn't leave any residue. But I always tend to leave residue wherever I go with my book, so I don't know if it's going to help or not. So we will see if that helps. So guys, remember, I have a lot of new books this month because I wasn't here for 2.5 weeks. So if you have liked this, let me know, and we'll see. I'll probably see you on the Facebook groups. I hope you will. Wait a minute, we missed one. I missed two. How did that happen that I missed two? You know, I always miss something when I color. Did I miss anything else? So I'm looking forward to Mandalorian season 2, episode 2. I watched that. Watched episode 1. I loved episode 1, so I really did like it a lot. So if you guys have liked the stream, give me a thumbs up, and I hope everybody comes back. I don't know when I'm going to be streaming now because, you know, I'm cleaning up, I'm moving things around. Everything is kind of how shall we say it, up in the air where we color. So this is all the candy I got from the diamond paintings. I kept it all in one place. So because we're coloring with these, I think I'm going to put these up here. This is the swordfish, which I love this sharpener. If you guys can get a swordfish, I highly recommend them. They work great on almost all my pencils. The only things they don't work good on is the Stabilo pastels. You have to get a different kind of sharpener for pastel pencils, I found out. So I hope everybody has enjoyed that. I enjoyed coloring that. Everybody have a great day, and I hope everybody stays well and safe. Bye, everybody.